North Korea says it has no intention of holding any more direct talks with South Korea, a day after its neighbour called for reunification in the next 25 years. Seoul says the North has also carried out another suspected missile test. Let's get more on this from our correspondent Laura Bicker, who joins me now from the South Korean capital. And Laura, let's just deal with the test first. What was it? Do we know?
Well, they're still analysing it here. The Joint Chief of Staffs, the South Korean military are all having a look. It flew from the east coast about 120 miles, 230 kilometres, and landed in the Sea of Japan. It is thought that it looks very similar in style to previous tests. In the last perhaps 23 days, we've counted 6 different missile tests, and at least 3 of them have been new weapon systems. These are missiles capable of flying very low, very fast, and also at least one of them, known as a KN-23, can be manoeuvred within flight. What does this mean? It means it's a nightmare for missile defence systems, and that's one of the reasons why there's great concern amongst analysts and concern here in Seoul. We've become used to these missile tests now in the last few weeks, but what we've not become used to is a blistering statement which was released around the same time attacking President Moon.
Yes, tell us a bit more about that, because the missile test in itself is a bad signal, but this statement, I mean, the North has given South pretty short shrift, hasn't it?
Well, yesterday President Moon gave this soaring speech which talked about creating a peace economy with the North and pledged to work towards reunification of these countries which have been divided since the end of the Second World War. He said that they would be reunified by 2045. That was his dream, that was his wish. Now, we did expect that North Korea would respond in some way or form. However, what they have done is sent this blistering attack on President Moon, describing him as shameless, describing his words as around preposterous in a very, very colourful language. So when it comes to this attack on President Moon, they're also saying that they will not sit down with the South and talk to them again. Now, that is the sound of a diplomatic door being closed. I don't think all is lost, because this statement is not attributed to any name. It comes from a semi-formal committee, but certainly it is not looking good for inter-Korean relations at the moment.
So how does the US fit into all this then, in terms of the diplomacy?
Well, it does look like North Korea would prefer to deal with the United States. It does indeed talk in that statement of talking to Washington and not to Seoul. It looks like they're prepared to deal directly with Donald Trump and cut out the middleman. They may be calculating that without Washington's approval, Seoul can do nothing. They cannot join any inter-Korean projects without Washington's say-so, and they cannot stop these current military drills that are being carried out between the United States and South Korea, which always angers Pyongyang. So when it comes to the calculation by Pyongyang, they might be thinking, right, let's go straight to Washington and leave Seoul out of it.
Laura, many thanks. The BBC's Laura Bicker joining us live there from Seoul.